So he's hospitalized, but he won the Mega Millions? I don't get it. Maybe you should clarify, Joe Vector.
Yes, this is from AP News. Stratford, New Jersey. A New Jersey man walking to buy a lottery ticket for this week's massive Mega Millions jackpot fell and broke his hip. But the trip to the hospital turned into his lucky break.
Wow.
WCAU TV reports 87-year-old Earl Livingston was invited to join the hospital staff's lottery pool, which included a winning $1 million Mega Millions ticket. Livingston's niece, Bobby Mickle, says Livingston told staff he was disappointed about not getting a ticket, so they invited him to join the pool with 141 other people.
You see, kids, sometimes you pull your resources and you never know what can happen.
I just wish I had that lucky break.
That's a heck of a lucky break. Broken hip, winning lottery.
But would I want that lucky break?
Nah, in your 80s, I don't know. It's a lucky break, but is it a good lucky break? It's a rich lucky break, but a broken hip is not a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the article closes with, Livingston will need a hip replacement, but he says he's thankful. Mickle says she first thought her uncle was confused when he said he won, but staff later confirmed his story.
Oh man, well, I guess she didn't believe it. It is pretty unbelievable. I mean, that's a heck of a luck. That's a heck of a luck. I mean, break hip, win $1 million. Same general event. I mean, you think about that. That's like, wow. You're rolling killer dice there.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd like to be under the specter of that kind of luck, to be perfectly honest. $1 million is nice. Broken hip is far from nice.
Yeah. That doesn't sound very good.
No, far from it.
At all.
No. Poor fella. Poor lucky fella. Poor lucky poor fella. Real lucky but poor, but lucky fella.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Poor but lucky, and he's not poor anymore. But he's
probably just made enough money to, you know. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do with $1 million.
Okay. Now it's time to do a short plug for the Joseph Vivaldi friend.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Joseph Vivaldi wanted me to plug his book, The Amazing Effects of Water. It is available on Kindle. Now I'm ready to go back to the podcast.
Okay.
Here is the next story from AP, from Kansas City, Missouri. Man whose flatulence ended police interview pleads guilty.
So he farted the cops into quitting.
I guess he pleaded guilty to his flatulence.
He pleaded guilty to being a real stinker, kids. And if I were there, I would say as guilty as heck myself.
Yes.
So let's hear about this. Let's hear about how the officers almost lost their breakfast while they were interviewing this guy.
Here it goes. A man whose excessive flatulence forced a police detective to cut shot, and interrogation has pleaded guilty to federal gun and drug charges. The Kansas City Star reports that 25-year-old, we won't mention his name,
Well, that's nice.
entered the plea Monday. The charges stem from a police traffic stop in September in Kansas City, Missouri, in which officers found a backpack with drugs and guns. This person was a passenger in the vehicle. Sounds like this guy might be hanging out with Totem.
Yep. Drugs, guns, chili dogs. Sounds like Totem Wolf to me. Where was Totem Wolf on that day?
Now that I think about it, maybe that's not Totem Wolf at all.
Why? Who do you think it might be?
He was telling me, Totem Wolf was telling me, for some reason, he was at a library.
A library? What kind of library? Certainly not the library at the Okina studio. That has nothing to do with the story.
He said he was traveling to the Washington Library in Seattle.
Well, that sounds like a fun trip. So, for all intents and purposes, this guy in the article, we could call him Mr. Stink Stankerson.
Yeah.
So Stink Stankerson blew the cops out of the door with his growling flatulence. So what was the level of stink? Was there anyone hospitalized?
Let me just get back to the story.
Please.
A detective reported that when asked for his address, Stink Stank leaned to one side of his chair and released a loud fart before answering. Court documents say
Stink Stankerson here. No, that's the guy in the article. Yeah, that's right.
Continued to be flatulent.
Could you imagine? Man, he continued to be flatulent.
And the detective was forced to quickly end the interview.
I would have shot him in the face with bear mace and kicked him out of his seat if he did that to me.
Stink Stankerson will be sentenced at a later date after a pre-sentence report is completed. I have a question.
Well, there's no time like the present.
Is it good news or bad news to fart when you're being questioned by the police?
I would say it's very ill-advised news. Very stinky news. The notion of being interviewed by... I mean, look, if he's got gas, he's got gas. Now, they may have kept it in the pressure cooker, you know, on the stool seat, you know, with the floodlight over him, and, yeah, see, you're going to tell me all you know, see, lay on the pressure. But at the end of the day, he's still farting in front of cops, probably on camera. Because most of those things are recorded. So they got him bunting. They got him actually being flatulent on tape. Now, would he do that in a court in front of a judge? That would be contemptible. So I think it's contemptible news, personally.
What happens... I have a question, though. What happens if he's eating a bowl of chili, and he's eating some nachos, and he's eating some tacos, and all those Jose Olays, and he gets arrested?
That's probably what did it. I mean, you know, obviously the man is exceptional. You know, his gastric processes are a thing of nature, fundamentally, like a thaw. But I've never been on the hot seat with bad gas, so maybe it was all inadvertent. Maybe he had no control over his processes, as it were.
So he lost.
Bad news. Like, if you want to say good news for everyone. For him, for the cops. But it's stinky news. If I had to say what it was specifically, it's real stinky news.
All I know is I don't want to smell this article ever again.
Thank God it's not scratch and sniff. Otherwise, we probably would lose consciousness in the studio here.
Let's move on.
Yes. I think we've heard enough about farts for today.
I think that sound is over.
Yes.
Okay. This is from listverse.com. This is our historic news report for today.
That was thunder, folks.
And this is number 2 on the list.
Number 2? We just talked about flatulence. No, say it ain't so. It can't be about number... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun there, kids. Okay, it's number 2 on the list. Never mind.
It's not that number 2 on the list. It's number 2 on the list.
It's number 2 on that list, not number 2 on the list.
Yes, okay. Let me get to it.
We're filled with excitement here in the studios.
America's, and this is from listverse.com. And this is out of the 10 unforgettable stories history forgot. This is America's first subway. New York's secret subway.
Secret subway. I don't really like Subway too much. I prefer Blimpie.
I think this is the actual subway.
Oh, with trains. I get it.
Yes.
Never mind.
But I can see the confusion too because I like the Blimpie.
Yeah, of course.
I like subs.
I mean, it's our professional opinion as journalists,
Yes.
but also as slobs, because who doesn't like a big sub sandwich?
Exactly.
Oh, secret subway.
Okay,
Let's
get to the secret subway.
Yeah.
In 1904, New York's modern subway system was officially opened, changing the city forever. But what most people don't know is that it was not the first subway. Because of terrible congestion on Broadway, Alfred Eli Beach, the young owner of the fledgling magazine,
It's a baby bird.
Scientific American, convinced of an idea to build an underground railway, which used a giant fan to propel and suck a rail car back and forth through a tunnel. Because of the corruption of the Commissioner of Public Works, William Tweed, Beach had to get consent to build his tunnel by pretending it was to be a mail delivery system. Tweed, whose income was derived largely from city transportation, did not veto the request. Now I'm going to get to the end of the article.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
New York is corrupt? Wow, it's a good thing to know some things never change. Whoops. Did I just say that out loud? I guess I did.
I guess there's corruption in the Big Apple.
Yep, there's a big worm in the Big Apple.
The apple that I was eating was corrupt.
You were eating an apple before?
I don't
Are we talking about New York anymore, or are we talking about your lunchbox?
let me get back to the story.
Good idea.
Beach and a small group of men began digging a tunnel under Broadway in the dark of night. The entire enterprise